Hi fam. So today we're going to look at what would your person say to you if they could say something to you right now. So maybe this is a person you don't have contact with. So we're just going to pull 3 cards here, and then we'll pull a quick couple of tarot cards and just keep this one short and sweet. Thank you for returning to my fledgling YouTube channel. I'm trying a new thing here with this, and looking into better tech and have to learn all the things. So thank you for being here and supporting. Well, I'm still nervous and still know nothing about anything. The knowledge is in my soul, but the tech to bring it out in a smooth way is not quite there yet. So thank you for being here anyway. And so what would your person say to you if they could say something to you right now? Let's see what we've got here. Okay, here's pile 1. Free from judgment, free to love. Pile 2 is inspiration. Pile 3 is diving for light. And we'll just add in some stones. So I moved recently and I did get rid of a lot of my stones, but I also have a lot more that are packed, but these are some that are out. And these are all stones that have been hewn by human hands in the Utah desert where I found them. And this one's got some sharp points to it that suggests it was used as a knife. And I have a bit of a passionate rant that I sometimes go on about how I believe that the human world has interacted and sculpted the natural world in ways far greater than what we realize or give ourselves credit for. I really think that a lot of the landscapes that we believe were formed naturally are, in some cases at least, the result of tens of thousands of years of humans sculpting them. And I think we just forget that humans have been the word civilized would be extremely problematic in my opinion, but adept at technological innovations that are now forgotten or lost to us, and we're capable of things far greater than the archaeological record has yet uncovered, but I think it will as time goes on. So that's my strong instinct, based on learning about the beginnings of recorded history all the way back to Sumer, and having a very strong sense that that was not the beginning of anything, but rather just the codification of things that had been in the works for tens of thousands of years. But anyway, that's my side rant. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Feel into which one is calling you. So free from judgment, free to love, inspiration, diving for light. And we'll see you in your piles. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. Thank you for being here. Thank you for freeing me from judgment, freeing me to love this process and you. All right, let's see what your person would say to you if they could say something right now. So this is from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck of Alana Fairchild, and I find her words so on point that I think it's worth reading them, or at least summarizing. Imagine a world so infused with bliss, love, and wonder that you naturally and always feel as safe as a nourished, cherished baby in the arms of the Universal Mother. Life mothers us with kindness, and sometimes when we need it, to grow through challenge as well. Accepting this mothering in its gentle and fierce faces can be difficult at times, yet there are those brave enough in spirit to go forth on their life path with absolute trust in the Universal Mother. Some are even part of her plan to help mother others, so that they too can surrender fear and live more freely. This oracle comes with a message for you. You are learning about mothering and being mothered. You might not do this in a typical way. It might be through bearing children, but it could also be through adopting children, raising children, or otherwise taking care of children and loving them as if they were your own. You might also learn to be a mother on a rather different scale, working with groups, communities, causes, or purposes that need your devotion, your energy, your belief in their value, and your willingness to be the wild tigress or the supportive shoulder to lean upon in order to bring those worthwhile groups to life. You may also be an aspect of the universal mother on a spiritual level. Some folks who do this are male, some are female, some are non-binary. They may or may not have children. They may be healers. They may work in more ordinary professions. They have a mothering aspect in common, and they love and respect life. They believe in life, are moved by compassion, and are genuinely encouraging and respectful of people. They want to help. They nurture life around them. You are amongst the Universal Mother's special clan of nurturing spirits that help to honor life on this planet. You are also being asked to open up to receive more nurturing. You can do this for yourself. You can also choose to open up and allow others to nurture you. This may feel vulnerable. If you are asking for a solution to a specific difficulty, the solution is in gestation right now. It's already being sorted out, and the resolution will come to fruition very soon. You may find that you are loving or soon will love in a different way. You may worry about this love, given that it defies what you have known or been taught about love. Perhaps you are becoming able to love another tremendously, even though you don't have much of a personal relationship with them. You might question if this love is real. It is real. It is just happening at a different level to the love and attachment you experience when you are involved in a personal relationship with someone. It is not more or less. It is just a different facet of love. It may be that you are opening up to love the planet and her creatures, including the animals, the ocean-dwelling life, your own body, the trees, and so on, more than before. You may feel passionately purposeful about giving your time and energy to causes that protect and nurture the earth and her creatures. You are affirmed in this love too. The Universal Mother is operating through you to nurture life. She will support you in your work. So it may be pile 2 that your person wants to support you on this journey of mothering and opening up to love and loving more fiercely, more protectively. It may be that your person is loving you in that way. Let's pull some tarot cards and add a little nuance. So I'm sticking to the Rider-Waite because I find it supportive of my confidence at this time. I have other tarot decks that have sort of been lost in the move. So I recently moved. I'll just pull 3 cards, I think. So we've got the Death card, the Ace of Pentacles, and oh, that one just popped out, and the High Priestess. So the Death card in tarot refers to the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. It does not usually mean literal death. If that is something that speaks to you, then perhaps that resonance is there, but you don't need to be worried that it's, foretelling of death. That's not what it means in tarot. It means that you are at the end of a cycle and entering another one, or your person might be at the end of a cycle, or your relationship with them might be transforming into a new type of connection with each other. So whatever cycle has happened to date, that one might be complete. You might be achieving completeness and beginning a new cycle, and that might be within yourself or between you. The Ace of Pentacles is beginning energy, and Pentacles refers to the earth and matter, and can also refer to coins, money, So the Ace of Pentacles might refer to the beginning of a project having to do with, it could be business, it could be something more earth-based like gardening, starting a garden. It could refer to, I see a transition from the Death card, the end of one cycle and the beginning of a new one. And the Ace of Pentacles tends to be more solo energy. It could be the beginning of habits or daily routines or something like that support you in your material journey on this earth. And, that might be the very beginning of a new cycle in a connection with your person. So self-care, I would say. New beginnings, attending to the things that support your physical person on this earth. The High Priestess is the energy of mysticism, of things that might be known at a soul level but might not be known by the conscious mind yet, things that are yet to be revealed. The High Priestess can speak of spiritual connections as well. So it might be that there's a new cycle beginning that is as yet unwritten or as yet unseen, and your person might be wanting you to know that. It might be that they sense that there's a need for some material stability. They might be seeking stability themselves, or they might see you seeking stability for yourself, and then it might be that the rest of that journey is still held in mystery and will be revealed in divine timing when it's meant to. And so be guided by free from judgment, free to love, and be compassionate with yourself and your person. And this journey will progress, and we'll just pull one more card perhaps to see if we can get a little clue as to where that's going. The High Priestess is sort of like a blank. So we've got here the Six of Pentacles. So there's definitely a progression from that path to this path. So the Six of Pentacles is someone who's in a position to share their wealth. And again, you can think of that wealth as actual monetary financial wealth. You can think of it as the bounty of your garden. It could be in some way getting yourself into a position where you're able to share. So I'd say there's some energy here of focusing on the material needs, perhaps in a mothering way, and building up prosperity. And that, pile one, concludes your brief little reading today. Thank you for being here. Bye. Hi, pile two. We've got card 3, inspiration. So what would your person say to you if they could say something to you right now? This is the Sacred Rebels deck of Alana Fairchild. And inspiration says, an idea has captured your attention or will do very soon. It may be a grand vision or the vague sense of something that could be. You are being encouraged to accept the vision, the idea, or the inspiration, as it is important to your creative and spiritual growth. Also, it is possible. The bee is bringing you healing, medicine, wisdom from nature. You can see the bees here. To aid the message of the Oracle of Inspiration, the bee is a powerful spirit totem. Bees are able to fly with wings that are significantly small in proportion to their heavier bodies. They can do so because of the sheer speed with which their wings move. Your idea, even if it seems like a big, substantial plan that might be difficult to get off the ground and up and running, can succeed. You will attract great helpers to you, and the earth will support the success of this project, idea, or vision, because it is about helping the greater good, as well as your own growth and development. Allow inspiration to fill you with enthusiasm, an expectation of magic and marvelous synchronicity as people, situations, and opportunities fall into place. to help bring your inspiration into reality. Everything required for each step will be naturally attracted to support the success of the project according to divine timing. You are a vehicle for inspiration. You are meant to think and do things differently. You are capable of receiving fresh ideas that are not so out there or different that they stop being practical, helpful, and wonderful. You're asked to avoid the trap of doubting your ideas and whether they're special or interesting enough. Your inspiration comes direct from the universal creative source, and you're being asked to believe and recognize the signature of great intelligence within your inspirational ideas and creative urges, and to act accordingly. This card indicates that sweet success, like abundant honey, is coming your way through your commitment to and development of an idea that you have already had or will soon receive. See it through to the end. Believe. So it's possible that your person sees that you are in this creative phase of receiving divine inspiration. Possible that they can see that you are seeking a muse. Perhaps you are a muse to them. Perhaps they are a muse to you. And you're being encouraged. It looks like your person may be offering their support along with the support of the universe in seeing your creative inspiration through to completion. Let's pull some tarot cards and get some additional guidance. What would pile two's person say to them about their path of inspiration, if they could say something to them right now? What would pile two's person say to them? And you can picture your person as I shuffle. We're going to stick with upright cards for the time being until I gain in confidence. Got some sun energy. Alright, so we've got some boundaries and defensiveness here, possibly setting firm boundaries, possibly defending your inspiration from poachers, might be that because you've had an inspiration, you're setting some boundaries around your space. That's possible. Or perhaps your person is doing this. We've got the card of justice. So justice has to do with acting rightly, equity, seeing wrongs righted. It might be that if you've got a creative inspiration that you know is a big idea, it might be that the law or legal figures need to be involved, perhaps a copyright sort of thing. These two together might, with the inspiration card, might refer to seeking out some copyright assistance. And then the sun is really, really beautiful energies, so I would say that there's some indication here maybe of steps that need to be taken. Perhaps your person is encouraging you to lock your ideas down and make sure that you're attending to them in the right way, that they can become that they can shine. So over here we've got the energy of shining, and attending to a project or an inspiration, and protecting it to the point where it can bear fruit, where it can grow, where it can be seen by the world. And if whether this is you or your person or your relationship, looks like there's going to be some beautiful energies there. In the context of relationships, if you already have a relationship with this person, it might be that you need to protect the relationship itself. You might be having some inspirations about that connection with your person, and you might be feeling the need to protect the relationship, or they might be feeling the need to put some boundaries around, make your relationship more formal in some way. There might be a next step to be taken there. For some of you, it might be some sort of marital ceremony. And it looks like if you take those steps, that there's some great joy promised over here. So the Sun card is really beautiful and just very sort of innocently happy. But it comes at the end of cycles of growth. So it's the fruition and the fecundity after that growth has been protected and nourished and cared for. And so that looks like a really beautiful reading, a beautiful message from your person. And we're going to keep it short and sweet today. Thank you, Pile 2, for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So we've got Diving for Light from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck of Alana Fairchild. We're just going to read out a little bit because her words are so beautiful. And again, we're looking at what your person would say to you if they could say something to you right now. How brave you are. You are diving for light. It can be so much simpler to seek light in the heavenly, in that which is blissful, sweet, loving, and kind. To look for light in that which is dark is an advanced task that only a rebellious and brave heart will attempt. You may not feel that you have taken such a journey by choice, yet you have taken this wise challenge on from deep within your soul. Your innermost being has evoked this situation in your life with the intention that you grow in power, wisdom, and creative juice. It also wants you to experience a bold and fearless trust in life and become further empowered to live it with zest and courage. The Oracle of Diving for Light speaks of a time when you were called into darkness through life circumstances, situations, relationship challenges, or inner struggles that defy clear understanding. That darkness might be a creative block, a sense of being in a void, or feelings of depression, rage, sadness, fear, or anxiety. There may or may not be an obvious cause. The darkness might generally be accepted and socially acknowledged because there is a socially acceptable or obvious reason for it, such as death, divorce, or retrenchment. However, there will be no obvious justification for your experience of darkness. You might not need a reason to be able to accept it. Likewise, you may struggle to find an unconditional acceptance of your experience. Just know that you are actually on track and right where you need to be. Our creative process and spiritual path go through a similar turning of the wheel. Sometimes we need to rest, regenerate, and simply be until the time is right for new life, energy, and creative inspiration to burst forth. When diving for light, one must be willing to bear the darkness and understand it has a purpose, much like winter does upon the earth. You are powerful, and you are also vulnerable at this time. You need to be alert to sabotage and criticism. They're unnecessary. Some people around you might be more attached to their fear and doubt than to their faith in your process and the creative, rebellious spiritual path that asks us to trust unconditionally. You don't need to carry their fear for them. Be vigilant against darker forces within yourself. They may surprise you with their dark intensity. It might be criticism of yourself, or a voice telling you your inner creative work is pointless, unoriginal, or not worth it. You might be hearing voices that you're on the wrong path or that you'll fail. You must stay in your heart and not believe these dark forces. Stay in compassion. Fear creates the energy of anger, hate, and destructiveness. These forces are a part of life. We don't have to be frightened of them, nor do we need to deny their existence or try to ignore them in order to find light in the darkness. We just need to hold compassion and be intelligently aware so we can avoid being seduced into the trap of needing to prove ourselves or into the mistaken belief that we need to fight against darkness. It's too easy to get caught up trying to heal the dark. Darkness just is. Recognize it when it is there and be in your compassionate heart. All you need to do is make a choice. Will you stay in your heart, or will you be seduced by darkness? Diving for light is a spiritual test and a threshold for all true creative work. It's one you must be ready for. Otherwise, it wouldn't be coming to you now. Just remember, it is the light of the heart that sustains. It exists within us always, even in the darkest depths of unknown terrain. If there's a darkness within or around you that could become problematic, it could become problematic if left unchecked. If you find yourself angry, irritated, hopeless, or tired more easily than usual, it's time to end that now from a place of compassion. Don't be afraid. Feel honored by the lesson and stay humbly centered in your powerful, rebellious heart that refuses to be conquered by fear and remains faithful to love, and all will be well. The Sacred Rebel deck, like many Alana Fairchild decks, has suggestions for healing processes. So if this is speaking to you, there is a healing process suggested at the end of each card, and you could access the deck and look to that healing process for more inspiration, if that resonates with you. So it seems like your person is perhaps noticing that you are going through some darkness. Perhaps your person is someone that you've separated from, or that you're feeling darkness about at this time. And it seems like there's a message here to, whether from your person or from your higher self or the universe, of being alert to those dark feelings and perhaps just remaining aware of them, not trying to erase them, not trying to efface them, just staying aware, being in your heart, being aware that that darkness exists, not trying to hide it or change it, just maintain awareness of it and stay in your heart and invite it to shift. Let's see if the tarot has some elucidation for us. Wow, these cards all just jumped right out. So I mentioned in the previous decks that I'm just sticking with upright cards. I've been doing 3, but these 4 just came out. And so 2 of Pentacles can represent, it could be hesitancy or indecision. It can also be juggling lots of tasks, trying to keep everything from capsizing, trying to keep on top of everything. So there might be some energy here of being very absorbed in sort of the material world and the daily habits that we're required to keep on top of, keeping up with the dishes, feeling pulled in 2 directions at once. You could be successfully juggling these things, or you could be feeling a little bit of darkness and keeping up with them. Yeah, I know a lot of us know how that feels in trying to keep up with a household, especially if, there are children, and doing all of your cleaning efforts in that household, as children do, just by their deliciously fun nature, which, can become overwhelming at times, even though we're grateful for them padding about underfoot. We've got the Page of Wands. The Wands energy is the energy of passion. The Page of Wands would be sort of the beginning of mastery of passion, I would say, with being a court card. And so the Page of Wands would be looking to bring more of that passionate, fiery nature into maybe the world of daily habits. That might be a clue to a shift in the darkness. That might be where the light is found. It's looking to, what makes your heart sing? What makes you light up with joy? What are those things that you feel like you want to do them, but you could never do them because of maybe your daily circumstances or how much you've got on your plate? Seems like maybe your person might be giving you gentle nudges in the direction of looking to your own passions to see whether you can follow those impulses, those creative impulses, to invite more of the light into your life. If this is a person that you're currently with, it might be that they're supportive of you going through a process on your own. It might be that your person is going through that process and you're in the place of juggling it, or perhaps they're doing a bit of a juggling act and wanting you to know about that. But it looks like paying attention to your creative joy, your heart, what lights you up with passion might be the beginning of a way out of that, into that light. The Empress. The Empress is the queen of the earthly realm. She's well resourced. She's got, the water she needs. She's got the earth. She's holding a scepter. She's got everything that she needs to bring in her own power, her own love. She's quite regal. She's got authority. And so I'm always mindful of the gendering of tarot cards, and I would love to sort of divest them of their gender qualities. I think I need to make a non-binary tarot deck. So the Empress, fruitfulness, initiative, action, long days, clandestine, the unknown, difficulty, doubt, ignorance. So it's possible that there's more to be written here, so that it might be the beginning of this pursuit of light. But the Empress suggests that you will get there and there will be great fruition. The Ace of Swords is a card that speaks to me of one-pointed concentration or radical focus, and sort of cutting through what keeps you from the light. What keeps you from the light? So keeping focused, figuring out what those distractions are and sort of slicing through them and ensuring that you can maintain focus on what your creative goals are, or your goals in this relationship even, if there's a current relationship. And moving through the difficulty by maintaining focus. So it seems like your person might be suggesting that there are shifts to be made, and that the path out of the daily juggle of tasks might be weighing you down is by focusing on creative projects, maybe even allowing in some divine feminine assistance, or assistance from a female-oriented person, feminine energies of whatever gender, and maintaining a focus on whatever that goal is, and moving through, and that will bring up the light. Pile 3, I hope that's been helpful, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you for your patience with me as I juggle my way through this. Bye!